This is gonna have to work because I don't want to go get my tripod from my car. Get ready with me to go DM a 5-hour session of my Greek mythology themed campaign. This will be session 3. The first one we had in person at the game store. The second one we had remote online via Discord, thanks to Alaska 2026. And we're back in person this session, and I'm so excited. Got in there so I can do my makeup, I guess. First 2 sessions, one of my party members was recovering from a surgery, so they missed the first 2 sessions, and this will be their first session joining us. So we set up the first 2 sessions to have the rest of the party have to travel to the town this party member's from, go pick them up before we start the whole adventure. So I'm excited. Hopefully we can stay on task well enough today for us to be able to go get that party member introduced in a way that makes sense. The ongoing struggle sometimes is just keeping them on task without having to railroad them into you guys have to go do this right now. But I think everybody's excited to have this player back with us. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to keep everybody on track. But we have to get wrapped up from them being in the little town that they're in right now. Stayed at an inn, which is the second inn I had to make up on the spot because one of our party members immediately decided to get a little aggressive with the first innkeeper that they came across and got kicked out. She was trying to be persuasive, was not at all persuasive actually, and was in fact pretty antagonistic, and then rolled low on top of it. So they got kicked out and I had to make up another tavern inn on the spot. And then the party decided that to help pay for their accommodations, because they don't have a ton of money, because they're level 2, that they would, the wizard, who is a bartender, she decided she would kind of keep watch on the bar for the night, and then the bard is going to perform for the guests at the inn to help pay for their rooms. So we need to wrap up, at the start of this session, wrap up them staying at the inn and doing the performance, and then getting on the road to go to this next town where this other party member is. And I've spent the past 2 weeks between sessions kind of terrorizing them psychologically, which is one of my favorite things to do. I gave them access to my Pinterest board. I think it's the Sunday Inspo, and one of them came across one of the monsters that I pinned. I did, to be fair, on purpose go look for some just generally horrifying things that I may or may not use, I don't know yet. Saved them on my Pinterest board. Then I immediately turned around and asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys want to see the Pinterest board I'm using for Inspo? So that the horrifying things would be right at the top. Because it is Super Bowl Sunday, and we are going to be playing DnD instead of watching the Super Bowl. I bought a charcuterie board to take, i.e. I went to the fancy grocery store in town, and the charcuterie board looked really nice, so I'm using this as an excuse to have purchased it. And it's got a bunch of meats and cheeses and strawberries and grapes, but carrying it up the stairs to my apartment, everything kind of rolled around on the board a little bit. One of my players is very allergic to strawberries, so to be safe I'm going to go to the store before we go to the session to go buy her own thing of grapes so that she can have a snack that is not contaminated with things that she's allergic to. That's going to have to work for makeup, I guess. We're going with that's good enough, and I'm gonna go change clothes out of my PJs, and I'll be right back. When I bought it, I says this looks like a fun, funky, high school, middle school art teacher dress, and I just realized it's got pockets. It's got pretty good pockets, actually, so this might be the fit for today. Okay, I gotta go pack my bag. Thanks for everything. Bye!